I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself a bag before the bull run? How'd I take some me should stick it in the ballroom? I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself a bag before the bull run? How'd I take some me should stick it in the ballroom? E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the gold. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself a bag before the bull run? Tell me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself a bag before the bull run? How'd I take some me should stick it in the ballroom?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you live every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you today?
Doing good. Another beautiful Monday.
Awesome, yes, no doubt. Today will be short and sweet. We have some guest speakers. We have a few updates, nothing too major, but as always, want to keep everybody in the loop. And I have my home office back, so hopefully today the audio is a little bit better, maybe less background noise from my son and my daughter. But anyway, we're going to jump right into it. I think our special guest is here. I'm going to bring him on first. Kirk, are you there, brother?
AJ.
Hey, there he is. Can you hear me?
How are you?
Good, brother.
How are you?
Really good, man.
Good.
Yeah, no doubt. It's been crazy. We've been building our asses off just like you with the Speakeasy protocol. I know I wanted to bring you on for a few updates, but before we get into that, just to kind of give everybody a little bit of history, unfortunately, the original BNB in, BNB out contract is no longer over on Speakeasy. So Kirk will give us some updates on that. However, we've transitioned into what I think is even more of a sustainable model, and all the EMP that was accumulated through Speakeasy, we have now bought back. So not only did we provide some liquidity for people in that original contract, but now almost $50,000 worth of EMP is now owned by the treasury again. So anyway, that was a quick overview, Kirk. I'm sure you can do a better job explaining what happened and where we are, but as always, I'm excited for the future. So go ahead, brother.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Well, yeah, it was a very interesting first run at this type of a ROI contract. And, one of the things that I set out to do with it was to try to create a model that could be sustainable. And obviously, as you know, and we preach around here, the only way to do that is to generate revenues. And, the money has to come from somewhere, as you always say. And so, even though the model proved itself out, I was very happy with the contract and the way everything worked. The bottom line is just the market and everything, all of the things lined up so that we just couldn't earn enough to keep up with paying the rewards, especially as we went on and people got more mature into the protocol and, started building up big TVLs, and their bags were getting bigger and bigger, and our revenues just couldn't support it, unfortunately. And,
for sure,
I didn't want to, I never was about trying to, do any sort of a Ponzi thing. So the minute that I realized that, that was only going to be a matter of time, I made an announcement to everybody and said, hey, this is just the reality. of the situation. And, a couple things would have swung the other way with the markets, maybe, and if we could have gotten our position in Fusion, just like everybody else, maybe things would have been a little different, but it doesn't matter. The market circumstances are the market circumstances. So I think that the vast majority of people who were in with us from the beginning and weren't just 100% compounding did pretty well and at least ROI'd. And so, we had some people that didn't, and we're, trying in this new version to help take care of them as well. So, it's learning, it's a learning process. And as you mentioned, we're certainly not giving up the ghost. We're coming back with a new version of the contract that is running off of our own native token. And while that has some difficulties and downsides that you're very well aware of, it also presents some opportunities. So, that's kind of where we have been over the last couple of weeks, is just sort of getting, winding down the BNB version and winding up the drinks version.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, no doubt. Well, and again, I just want to make it totally clear, we definitely take some responsibility. Obviously you guys had a large position, hoping to parlay that into Fusion, and unfortunately Fusion definitely is taking longer than we had anticipated. But once Fusion is live, then we can re-explore getting you another position inside of that. And also you've been true to your word, where even through all this volatility and trying to salvage your own protocol, you never once sold EMP on the open market. And so that is a testament to your community and you. Again, we were able to do the OTC deal, and it made it work out for everybody under the circumstances. So and
absolutely,
totally. Go ahead, Kirk. Yep.
Oh no, I was just going to say, and thank you, of course, to you. I understand the protocol, and I understand, all the challenges that you were facing, and as we were facing them, you were very open with me, and I was able to still do right by the investors in Speakeasy, but also not do any damage to the EMP protocol along the way. So I'm very happy about that as well.
For sure, brother. Well, good deal. I think that's a great overview of where what happened and where we are. I mean, obviously, we'd love to have you back when. And correct me if I'm wrong. The drinks contract has not launched yet, right? You're hoping for the end of the month, or just, I guess, give us a little bit of alpha.
That's right. Let's see. I can share this with you. Our drinks token has been live now for almost 2 months. We introduced the drinks token before the BNB contract ended. So this was not something that we just cobbled together, when the BNB version when it was clear that was gonna end. This was a plan all along. We just had to accelerate it. And so we launched that. And I think I even came on and talked about it at the time. And, we launched at 4 zeros and a 2, and we're almost to 3 zeros and a 2. And so as you can see from the chart here, we've done really well. And one of the main reasons for that is we've had a staking contract, and everybody is holding on to their tokens, waiting to put it in the new version of Speakeasy. So you can get involved right now if you are interested in just getting the token before the Speakeasy version of drinks launches. And it's a pretty good time to think about that, because there's only going to be interest, leading into the protocol, and at the beginning of it, it's always where all the hot stuff happens. So, not financial advice, but you might want to look at it and see if you're, kind of the person that likes to get into token buys. You can do that and just play that, or you can take those tokens and put them into the protocol when it launches, which is on July 22nd. So we're just less than 2 weeks away now from that. So, we're excited about it. We're introducing some new mechanics to help with some of the things that we learned from the first one. We are still doing external revenue generation in this new version. And as you were mentioning, as soon as Fusion is up and available, that'll certainly be a part of the mix without a doubt. So we're still doing all the same things that we learned that worked well in the first version, and adding some new stuff that will hopefully help support it and make it last even longer in this version. So that's kind of where we're at. And we're just getting ready for all this. Oh, and one thing I wanted to remember to say before I forget is I made a quick announcement in the VIP group, but just in case for people that aren't in that group or whatever, and you're in Speakeasy. As I mentioned, one of the things that we're doing to try to, really take care of the members that are in the protocol already is we're doing a whole new system of NFTs, and we've made replacement NFTs available for free for every member that's already in and bought an NFT in the first protocol. So we're in the middle of rolling out those replacement NFTs. And just earlier this morning, I finished everybody that held a EMP membership key card now should have in their wallet a regular silver membership key card. We're just not going to support the EMP one. It's just more overhead in the contract. So we just decided to go with silver memberships only. And so I've airdropped everybody already who had an EMP one, a silver one. If for some reason you check and you don't have it, just DM me and I'll get it to you. But everybody should have those now.
Amazing, brother. Again, just another testament to taking care of the EMP community. So yeah, if you didn't get that, definitely join the Speakeasy Telegram. I mean, you should be in that anyway. And again, not financial advice, but that is a good looking chart. I mean, I know you just hit your all-time high. Looks like not even hours ago. And so yeah, I think people are excited for the new contract coming. And I know you have a lot of support behind it too. So, and we'll have you on. You said that launches the 22nd of July?
Yeah, we always do everything on Saturdays. So it's Saturday the 22nd.
All right. Well, we'll arrange an AMA if you're available that Thursday before you go live, just to tie up some loose ends. So
that would be great. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, jump over into our Telegram or DM me directly. That's fine too. And once again, thanks for having me on again and all the support. It's just been, it's been really great working with you in this capacity. And you're just as much of a gentleman and a scholar behind the scenes as you are up front. So I really appreciate that.
Right on, Kirk. Same to you, brother. We're in it together. They say, start your own project. It'll be a great time, right? Now you know the trials and tribulations of having your own crypto project.
Yeah, it's a lot. When you're worried about taking care of people and not stealing from them, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, 100%, man. No doubt. No truer words have been spoken. So, all right, awesome, Kirk.
All right, man, thanks.
All right, you got it. LA, any last minute questions from you before we let Kirk get out of here?
No, I think you guys covered it all, so that's awesome.
All right, awesome. All right, thanks again, Kirk. We'll be in touch.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right, yep, bye-bye. All right, well, there you have it. Great update from the Speakeasy community. Again, stand-up team trying to do right, even though, in this crazy world of DeFi, sometimes things just don't work out, and that's just the way it is. It's not a rug pull, it's not a scam, it's just the way it goes. However, Kirk and the team are doing everything in their power to revitalize, and again, the Drinks token is looking very, very healthy, and it'll be a whole new ROI contract around that Drinks token coming later this month. So, all right, now we can get into our updates. LA, you and I can tag team it here. On first up is the L1 DEX update. So again, work is still moving along full speed ahead. We have twice a week meetings now with the L1X team. The DexFi team, Dex Finance, they are killing it in terms of getting an MVP out. And then the L1X team helping us to integrate that interoperability that makes L1X so special. Again, the proof is in the pudding. Literally about 5 minutes after our AMA last week, when we were discussing MultiChain, the bridge that we use for the POW'r NFTs, and one of the largest bridges in crypto suffered a catastrophic hack where they are no longer around. So again, we saw the writing on the wall. They were having some major technical difficulties, and I think that the hackers capitalized on that. Again, I have no idea other than what's available publicly. But the good news is we didn't really take a big hit on the power ups. I think there was one transfer in the works that never showed up. It was only about $1,000. But that will be rectified once we find a new bridging partner. Um, we're just trying to work on that now. We may even build our own bridge, but anyway, that is in the works. If you still are not receiving your power up rewards, we're actively working on that and should have it the smart contract updated shortly. You're not going to lose out on the rewards. You're just going to be delayed in getting them. But all that's being worked on. And there was a question of, and we may go into it in the Q&A, is rewarding ETH on the BNB network, but that kind of defeats the purpose of Power Up. I mean, obviously, we can reward wrapped ETH, the same ETH that we use for our LP, but the whole idea of Power Up NFT was to let actual Ethereum users get exposure to our protocol and get rewarded in actual Ethereum. So that would be a last resort. It is possible that we could update to do that, but we would much rather find a solution. And again, if L1X can come out sooner than later, we would definitely be using L1X to trustlessly, migrate funds from chain to chain without a bridge. So all that's in the works. Again, L1 Dex coming along. We hope to have the white paper and the pitch deck, as well as maybe even the beta version of the website sometime this week. But LA, I know we just updated the calendar. You and I have a meeting to do the white paper tomorrow, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, awesome. So we're getting there. Anything you want to add to the power up or bridge hacks or anything with L1 Dex?
Well, I think it's a blessing in disguise because we were having those issues with them. And I know everyone was getting frustrated having to wait for their rewards. And so finding a new bridging partner, even though it may take a few days, it's going to solve that issue. And also, it shows everyone in the crypto sphere the need for L1X and L1 Dex. And we're going to provide the solution to all of these security issues and hassles that everyone is experiencing right now. So
Yeah, could not have said it better. And again, if some of you from the community, see people tweeting and talking about MultiChain, it's a perfect opportunity to soft shill the L1X, tech, and ultimately L1 Dex. I mean, again, it's literally the perfect product market fit on what we've been saying all along. Yeah, $3 billion of funds are lost every year through bridge hacks, and even this far in to crypto. I mean, we're all super early, but I think that we get complacent the more we use DeFi and those other options, but the security flaws are still there, and we unfortunately saw that happen, just a few days ago. It won't be the last either, for sure. So until L1X has complete market share, and if that happens, we're all, in great shape from an asset perspective. But all right, so that's the update for L1 Dex and power ups. Up next, we have the PulseChain project. Again, this is our secret project on PulseChain. We are again in final testing. Speaking of this conversation that we just had, there requires a lot of testing involved to make sure that things are safe as they can be. And so again, it's only a matter of days, maybe even hours before we're able to go live with that. But it will be well worth the wait. And not to talk shit about other projects, but I know a lot of the community was involved in what was called the first Tomb fork on PulseChain, and unfortunately, it looks like they had their first major sell-off today. And I just bring that up because all along everybody's been asking for us to release Impulse on PulseChain, and we're not going to be a cash grab. We know the inherent flaws that are in Tomb Forks, and that Tomb Fork lasted about not even a month. And who's to say they may recover, but usually once you see that first big dump, it's very hard to get the community involved again. And no matter how juicy the APRs are, if the native assets drop by 50% in one day, it takes you at least 60 days to recover from in terms of APR. So, and who knows that the protocol will even be around in 60 days. So, again, those are just things that you have to think of. Don't pick up, pennies in front of freight trains, um, and just be patient to where we can launch Impulse with a much more sustainable model and the infrastructure in place through this secret project to have a very solid foundation within Impulse. So again, that's not to talk shit about that other project. I wish them the best. They are audited. I do think they're run by competent devs. But again, it's just the nature of the beast. And I do wish them success. But their TVL maxed out at just over 3 million. Our TVL and EMP, our all-time high TVL was 50 million. So again, just just because you're first doesn't mean you're the best. But anyway, all right, LA, anything you want to add to that? Again, I know people are anxiously awaiting, but we're almost there.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close, so I am quite pumped. I don't know what more we can really reveal at this point, so I don't have much more to add to that.
Yep, no doubt. We just gotta let the devs dev and test, and then we can come with a very exciting, bullish, breaking news announcement. So, all right, awesome. We talked about a new game that we released on Discord. Um, this is a great new text-based adventure game over on Discord. I know a lot of you have been having fun with that. You can earn a Hive token. Again, the Hive blockchain, the same blockchain that Splinterlands is built on, and a great opportunity to get your feet wet over on Hive and literally earn tokens for free. So check that out. We will hopefully be integrating EMP as a form of payment in the near future. We just wanted people to get exposed to the game first, learn how to play, build a little bit of a micro community within our community playing that game. So if you'd like to learn more, we have a link in the Discord or channel rather in the Discord that gives more info and let us know if you've been playing it, if you like it, if you're having fun, and if you're getting exposed to the Hive ecosystem in the process. So, all right, that is the new game over on Discord. The next update is Fusion. Again, along with the secret project, the devs are just continuing to finalize things. We're in the last minute round of testing. The updated white paper is finished. We just are waiting for the design department, Mike G. Shout out to Mike G. To finish some graphics, and then we can update it. And an interesting development in Fusion is that we already have some copycats. So that's a sign where they say imitation is the best form of flattery. Ellie, I know you were looking into it a little more than I was, but you want to comment on that at all? Go ahead.
Yeah, geez. So this is a perfect example. I know that every time we come on here with things that we can't fully reveal yet, like for example, the secret PulseChain project, we get comments afterwards and during of people saying, stop keeping things a secret, like just reveal them now, stop teasing us, like, and we don't do any of that for the purposes of teasing or anything like that. A big part of the reason is because if things aren't ready yet, people in crypto do not seem to have the ability to think for themselves or be original or creative whatsoever. I don't understand why, but um, they just like to copy each other. A lot of them will copy and paste um, Git books, white papers, and forget to change the name of the tokens or the protocol in them, and they'll have it up in their Git book, and it won't even have their own token names in it. That's how uncreative people are. And so yeah, they actually didn't even bother to change the word fusion or energy. They just copied all of it. They're copying our graphic design. I didn't look into exactly what it is, but I think it's an NFT project, but it's ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, for
but
sure. Well, and to reiterate, LA, I mean, that is one of the reasons. I mean, obviously we have the secret sauce,
yeah,
and we don't reveal a lot of things that happen under the hood, that we've been, that we've been
exactly.
coining. But yeah, I mean, that is proof in the pudding, or a shining example of, it's not a matter of not wanting to give you guys all the alpha and all the info. Trust me, I would love to just come on and do a 4-hour AMA, with literally everything we have going on. But there is, what do they call it? Corporate espionage. I mean, again, that
Yeah.
happens in the real world. So, and crypto projects especially, are eager to copy what's working for other protocols. And,
Especially when you're the top dog.
yeah, yeah, for sure, LA. And again, I think there is something to be said to, forking. Obviously, EMP at its core, was a fork of a successful project, but it's what these projects do, on top of this base code, is what really matters. I mean, again, just to copy something, to copy it, is very, very short-sighted and could potentially be a money grab or a rug or who knows. But protocols that take, proven economic theory or, proven contracts and then build actual beneficial additions on top, I mean, that is where the true innovation lies in DeFi. And again, we're all builders here. We're just getting started, and I think a lot of you here are excited for what the future brings. So yeah, well said, LA. Anything else you're gonna add to that before we move on to Q&A of our own?
Yeah, I was just going to say the good news is it doesn't look like they have tried to copy anything to do with the actual mechanics of Fusion. They've just copied the name and the graphic design and stuff. And and their protocol's not even called Fusion. They've just called like certain NFTs something to do with the word Fusion, and they've got batteries that they're calling energy and stuff like that.
For
Um,
sure. Well, and
yeah.
again, nobody, even if we gave everybody the literal blueprint, they cannot copy our community and they cannot copy our revenue streams. And again, Kirk, said it in the beginning of this AMA, revenue is king. And if you don't have revenue streams, or a very, very successful Ponzi setup, then your project is bound for failure, especially in terms of ROI or passive income. So all of that is what we have taken into account with Fusion. And again, nobody will have the revenue streams that we have. One of our revenue streams that we've been really secretive on, again, has been killing it. The potential revenue stream through L1X and L1 Dex is hopefully gonna do wonders, especially with the potential market fit for bridgeless technology. If we can even get 10% market share, which I think is very conservative, we will have more money than we know what to do with in terms of yield, that will go right into Fusion. And who knows, it could be much, much more than that. And Fusion itself is a revenue stream. So that is one last thing we're working on. We've been doing some projections on what the battery costs will be. So I put a post out in our VIP group, but we are looking for economists or mathematicians that want to donate some time. We have some projections that we want some other eyeballs on a resident mathematician, Machu. A lot of you will remember him. He's been so busy with L1X. Again, now he is the COO over at L1X that he hasn't been able to break away. But we do have some of the VIPs looking at it. That's one of the last variables. Once we have the battery price solidified, then we'll be very, very close, not only to finalizing the final version of the white paper, but also getting Fusion live for sacrifice. So all that's in the works. And again, I appreciate everybody's patience. I know it's frustrating to keep hearing, soon, soon, but it will be soon. And we're doing everything in our power to expedite things. So, all right, go ahead, Ellie. You want to move into Q&A?
For sure. We just have one so far in the Discord, and then we'll check the YouTube as well. So this is kind of a one that we started last time. So liquidity on the marketplace for people to sell their grid, what we're talking about. So I know the idea is for it to be peer-to-peer, but it's been mentioned at some point, possibly the treasury sweeping the floor. So my question is, does EMP agree that putting most of their monetary efforts into e-share price for higher APR and sweeping the floor on marketplace grids the best use of treasury funds?
Yeah, so this is a great question, and it's also a question that is going to be difficult to answer, especially now. We will be able to give a much better update on this once Fusion is live, and we really see not only what kind of revenue we are generating, but also, how far away from PEG we are, what the price of eShare is, and then the microgrid secondary market. So let me just kind of back up a little bit. So in terms of priority, getting back to PEG is the number one priority. So that again may take care of itself through the way we're structuring sacrifice. Again, you get that PEG multiplier, and we also discussed that there is no advantage or disadvantage of sacrificing LP directly, and if anything, that's the best way to earn up until the very last minute, and also is most beneficial to the protocol would be sacrificing LP, and then we will use the ETH again as revenue to support either PEG or, as you said, eShare, or even the DOS contracts when we get to that point. Now, the secondary market on the microgrids, yeah, in the beginning, that will be peer-to-peer, meaning they'll only be worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. But that being said, and this is again something we're going to go over extensively in the white paper, but by proxy, you are only getting the share value, again, not eShare, but share value of the protocol at this discounted rate. So your microgrids will carry that same value by proxy as ETH and EMP go up because you're never going to be able to buy that much ownership of the protocol as you were able to buy when EMP and ETH were much lower. So again, this is bullish for the secondary value of microgrids, and you can definitely sell a portion of your microgrid. You don't have to sell all of it at once. And over time, once eShare is healthy and the PEG and EMP is healthy, then absolutely. I mean, we would definitely funnel a portion of the yield and treasury yield, not only to Fusion rewards, but also to buying back or sweeping the floor of those microgrids, because the more microgrids that we're able to accumulate as a protocol, that takes a lot more EMP off the market, and almost like a stock buyback, uh, it allows the protocol to generate more yield because we're holding a microgrid just like you are, and it allows all of the rest of the people that still have microgrids to potentially earn a lot larger portion of the yield from Fusion because there's less competition. So all of that is super bullish for the future of Fusion, and why, again, this model is just so much more healthy and sustainable. So yeah, go ahead, Ella. You want to clarify any of
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Well, just to add on, it and we have to continue to remind ourselves to think beyond the current model and continue to remind ourselves that, because it's so easy to think about Fusion the way that we've always thought about EMP. And the way that we've always thought about EMP is that eShare affects the price, the eShare affects the APRs, and that's, that's the truth. But with Fusion, there's so many external revenue sources and even internal revenue sources from Fusion itself that will help to bolster rewards. And so eShare prices alone are not going to determine your rewards. And so there's I just want to encourage everyone to keep reminding themselves to think beyond the current model as well, because the potential for revenue is so high within Fusion because of the way that it's set up and how many external revenue streams and all of this stuff that we're setting up right now that you've been so patiently waiting for.
totally. No, those are great points, LA. And on the flip side of that as well, that doesn't mean that eShare is now bearish. Again, I mean, it doesn't function like it used to in the traditional Tomb fork, where that eShare gets its value from the boardroom. However, eShare still has major value as the primary use case, as the primary transactional token of Fusion. And again, whether you use eShare directly, which then becomes energy, or you use ETH or BUSD or any other non-native asset, under the hood, that is direct buying pressure on every transaction on eShare. And so you could potentially buy eShare to speculate on the price of it going up, along with the health of our ecosystem, which is how the share tokens work in these sort of protocols anyway. Meaning, the healthier the protocol, the healthier the peg. Typically, that means the share token has a ton more value and goes up in value. So again, we don't. None of that's financial advice. We really don't like to comment on price in terms of our project tokens. But that's just, again, a high level, outside the box thinking of how assets will react to what is happening in Fusion. So yeah,
Sure. And
go-
hopefully you didn't take what I was saying as eShare is not important anymore. That's not what I meant at all.
for sure.
I was just meaning that on top of what we've always, known to be true, there's all of these additional things on top of that to help create even more rewards. So,
Yeah,
well,
absolutely, LA. No, and again, I think, you and I have been doing this, 24/7 for the last 4 months. So we understand fully, but a lot of people that are getting used to Fusion, and a lot of you have had that light bulb moment that we talk about, but I still think the vast majority of you are sleeping on, the value that eShare will bring into this ecosystem. And again, once Peg is healthy, once APRs are killing it, Fusion's paying, you know, some of the best yield in DeFi. I mean, all of that is bullish towards all the the entire ecosystem gaining value. So yeah, again, I think I'll leave it at that and let you make your own decisions. Again, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and never have any expectation of profit from the work of others. But all right, awesome. Go ahead. Was that it, LA? I know we have. Oh, go ahead. Yep.
There's a couple more questions on YouTube.
Yes, and
So,
speaking of that, before we jump into YouTube, sorry, Elaine, not to cut you off, but
no, you're good.
I'm a bad YouTuber. I wanted to just remind everybody to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, we have some great engagement today, but please make sure you're liking, commenting, and subscribing. All of that helps us in the algorithm and our ad revenue, helping to support EMP. So yeah, sorry, go ahead, Elaine.
I also want to take a moment to remind all of you, just because it's fresh on my mind because I just used it before the AMA. We do have our Spritz affiliate link in the comments. In the description of the video. It's the second link you'll find there. And if you haven't checked out Spritz yet, definitely do so. It's one of our external revenue sources for the treasury that will help go into Fusion, but it's an incredibly convenient way to pay your bills with crypto. And so if you are based in the US, definitely check it out. It's also coming to other territories very soon as well.
Yes, great shout out, LA. I know it's funny. I just used Spritz over the weekend as well. The payment was about one day behind what it said it was going to be, but that was because here in America, it was the 4th of July weekend. But again, I mean, to have that convenience, especially in the face of all the centralized exchanges, being under attack and having the SEC scrutiny that follows. I mean, again, Spritz has just been the white knight of crypto. It is amazing. So if you have not used Spritz, please use our affiliate link. And yeah, I mean, we've been killing it. I mean, our commissions have been almost $1,000 a month, which again, in the grand scheme of things, may not sound like a lot, but as we continue to ramp up and everybody continues to use Spritz, that every little bit helps for sure.
For sure. So here's another question. Will EMP create a token for PulseChain called EMP?
So that is something I cannot comment on, but I think the secret project will answer a lot of those questions. So I will plead the fifth on that one.
Okay. All right, another question. In Fusion, will the APR decrease based on the amount of investment, just like a farm?
Yeah, so I love this question, and again, it gets me excited when you guys are asking the right kind of questions, and it shows me that you're really internalizing how Fusion will operate. And so, yes, the short answer is, in the beginning, yes, it will. So there will be a frenzy of everybody trying to get into Fusion, sacrificing all their EMP and their LPs to build their positions. So in that respect, yes, there will be some competition. And once everything settles out, though, we probably won't see a lot of dilution like we see in the farms because the revenue will outweigh all of that. So if anything, again, I can't predict the future. I could be totally wrong, so don't clip what I'm about to say and post it, in the future. But if anything, we should see APRs increase because, again, as we initiate buybacks on the microgrids, and we gain more and more users. That again, because Fusion is a revenue stream in itself, all the fees associated with the marketplace go right back to feeding rewards. So even as the share or the pie grows, again, which typically would result in reduced APR, because we're all fighting for the same rewards. Because Fusion is its own reward stream, and again with everything else on top, there could be some substantial revenue going into rewards, which means no matter how big the pie grows, the rewards outweigh all of that, and APR actually goes up rather than down. So, and again, there will be a plateau, but then once we hit a plateau and people start exiting Fusion, which again, that's the beauty of the protocol, is that you could exit Fusion at any time and not have this prisoner's dilemma or negatively impact all of us that are still in the protocol. And that's exactly what you see happening now. When people try to take profit in EMP, it hurts all of us that are still here. Well, none of that will be a thing in Fusion. And again, that is why, I'm just so bullish on this new economic model that we have built. And again, shout out to Cody. He's in Australia, but we hopefully will have him on again for some updates regarding Fusion as well. But yeah, go ahead, Ella. You want to again elaborate on that, or?
I think you nailed it, honestly. I don't know what more to say.
All right, awesome, cool. Well, we're getting better at answering these questions. So yeah, shout out to Charlie. That was a great question.
Yeah, I'm just refreshing to see if there's any more one more time. I think we got it.
All right, awesome. Well, if you do have any last minute questions, again, feel free to ask them in the comments or the live chat as we wrap it up. We also have a dedicated channel over on Discord that is AMA questions. So please post your questions over there. That is a guaranteed way to get them answered. And yeah, we're going to continue to roll things out. The white paper and pitch deck, as well as maybe a sneak peek of the website for L1 Dex, and again, the secret PulseChain project and Fusion, all of which are well underway, and hopefully will be out sooner than later. So stay tuned. Again, we do these live AMAs every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. So the next AMA will be this Thursday, unless the secret PulseChain project is available before then. We'll have a special breaking news all points bulletin AMA about that. So, all right, as always, LA, you're the best. Couldn't do without you. Any final words before we wrap it up? Go ahead.
Enjoy the rest of your Monday, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, thank you, everybody. We're going to get back to work as we always do and crack the whip for the devs, trying to get this out ASAP in regards to Fusion and the PulseChain project. So thank you all for your patience, and we will see you on Thursday. Good night, good day. See you soon.